What up, Eric?
What's going on? Welcome to
Just you and me right now.
What? Say it again. Sorry.
It's just you and me.
Yeah. Welcome to the Devo and Paulie show right now.
That's right. Yeah, Chris stood us up.
It's all right. He'll be in here soon. What we need from the viewers. We need what are they again? Not the sprinkles. The bits. We need the bits. Yes, we need not the sprinkles.
The sprinkle. Not an ice cream cone.
No, let's give us some of the bits this morning, okay? Paulie's been working hard. Look at his haircut. I mean, I don't know if it's a haircut, but it's nicely combed and gelled up. I mean, you look good today.
Thanks, man. And you need the bits because this year the TBT ended a little bit early for Boeheim's Army.
Yeah, that's yeah. I do need the bits because we had a disappointing. I mean, for our expectations, it was disappointing. We're usually at least used to get into the second region. Back in early days in the TBT, it was we played 3 regions, so we at least won 2-3 games. This one didn't work out exactly how we wanted to. I should have played Paulie. I should have fucking just put on a jersey, had one in the back or something, went out there and played. I could have got 12 to 15. Shit, maybe I would have been feeling good. I would have got 20. Who knows? But I don't know. It was fun to see the guys. It's always fun to see the guys like that week before when we get together, 10 days, having practice, going out to eat, just kind of reminiscing about, all the old times and then all the old games with the guys. So that was fun. But the ultimate goal is to win the money, and it was disappointing, especially when we had it here in Syracuse. We had it here before, and it was disappointing the first time we had it here. We lost in the first round to Brotherly Love, I think. So same result this time when we have it at Syracuse. I don't know, what's in the future for the TBT in Syracuse. So sorry to the SU fans. Well, I'm gonna say sorry. I should have suited up. I should have told them to let me suit up. I don't give a fuck what they were talking about. I should have did that. I should have just put my foot on one of their throats and just and stepped on the court. But nah, man, it was fun. It was fun seeing those guys. But we'll see what happens next year.
Was there any indication that these guys were like struggling or hurt going into the games, or
I mean, I didn't. You know what? During practice, we had good scrimmage. I was scrimmaging with the guys. I was playing with them every day, and guys were looking good. I think maybe the first couple of days, Rock, he was just kind of working his way back into shape. But he looked good, going into it the first few days before the games. He looked good. Same thing with Tyler Ennis. I know he's been having some back stuff, but he was playing and he looked good. DJ and Dre, that was something that happened in the first game, I think. They were good to go in practice. We were competing. I was feeling good about the team. Feeling good about the team after the first game. Not saying that it was a great team we played against the first game, but guys played well. We shot the ball well. We scored 90 points. We played good defense, and then fucking the next day, we get the text in the morning that Tyler's not going to play. DJ has a hurt hamstring. Dre's groin is sore, and I think Rock was battling something too. So 24 hours, it fucking just flipped on us. And I think if we have those guys, if Tyler plays, if DJ and Dre are 100% healthy, we definitely win the game. I mean, we should have won the game anyway, but that's the beauty of sports, I guess. Shit happens. You have to adjust and figure it out as you go. And we were just not able to get it done this time.
It gets chippy in that tournament, and it's there's $1 million on the line, right? Yeah. It's not like you're just in a normal pickup games get chippy, but you guys are playing for $1 million, and you're all grown men. Like, how intense is it in that tournament?
Paulie, I'm intense if it's fucking me and you one-on-one in the backyard at your house. I'm fucking, you might get beat up out there. So if you put $1 million on the line, ESPN, a pro Syracuse crowd, that's just going to intensify it 100 times more. So, I mean, whenever you get that level of play and those guys together competing, it's going to be some curse words. It's going to be high intensity. Guys are going to mix it up. And you saw it now, I like intensity. I like, guys competing at a high level. But this game, when we played the nerd team, it got out of hand at times. Like, it got to where we're playing football, it looked like. I mean, some of those fouls, even the ones that they did call, were ridiculous. Like, this guy's, clotheslining Marek or, taking his legs out. You saw my man, the one guy, he tried to fucking trip Andrew as he's running down the court, and it was, like, obvious the guy did a full 360 fucking windmill with his foot.
He leg sweep.
Yeah, leg sweep, trying to trip Andrew, and then like a lot of the calls that weren't called, they were obvious, like just calls that you should make, and that's why it kind of got out of hand. You on the sideline when Marek got that foul on him, you see me get the technical. It was just a reaction. I mean, I seen this fucking guy come across his neck and clothesline him and throw him to the ground. So I'm popping up right away. I'm right there anyway. So, I have my choice words with them, MFer, motherfucker, what the fuck you doing, shit, just whatever's in my brain at that moment, it was just flying out at him. And then John, the ref, I forget his last name, but he's a good guy. He's a good ref too. I think he got in my way or whatever, bumped me. He looked at me like, what's going on? I'm like, fuck, John, you see what the fuck this guy's doing? How he's playing? Like the last 5 possessions, how they were playing. And then he's like, Eric, you can't do that technical. I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. So okay, here we go.
Oh, there's the leg sweep.
Oh, yeah, there's the leg sweep. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, and at that time, too, Paulie, like, when I got the technical, I was already fired up. We were down. I don't know how much we were down. We weren't playing good. We were not getting any stops. Like I said, I should have been out on the court and playing. I was going to take my shirt off and just play skins. I was just going to go out there and beat skins. And it just but I felt like we needed at that time, like somebody to fire us up. I know maybe getting the technical is not the best thing, and it wasn't like it was planned, but we needed that, man. And I guess I don't want to say, and we talked about it before here, before getting on the show, I don't want to take credit saying I fired the guys up, but hopefully it did something to where, like, okay, coach is he's riding with us no matter what. Like, we had the talent with this team. It's a lot of talent out here, right? But we all know in this tournament, TBT, you got to have dogs. You got to have guys that are going to compete and get dirty, fucking talk a little. Not saying you got to talk shit, but you got to be able to mix it up. Like with the guys we had last year, it was just a little bit different, and I could feel it. I could kind of feel it in the beginning. Like, we had vocal guys off top last year. Kiefer, Tyrese, obviously Dre and DJ. And when I was scrimmaging with the guys, I'm the only one fucking talking, for real. Like I'm out, and that's automatic with me. Like, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna be vocal. That's kind of how I play my game. And I'm not saying those guys, have to do that, but I just think in this tournament, you have to bring that type of intensity. You got to talk. You got to get guys going. You could have the most talent in the world, but these dudes are going out here, like you said, playing for $1 million. They're going to get up in you and be fucking dirt. You saw it. We had to have more of that. And I think
I'm not a blame the ref guy, but Rack got hammered every time he touched the ball.
He got destroyed.
He was getting crushed.
Yeah, he got destroyed. Yeah. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm fucking putting an elbow right in somebody's chest. And they're going to have to fucking call a tech or something. And just to let them know and set the tone. Like, that's the guy. We had those guys last year who I think would have done that. And if you look at the talent, we really had maybe as much talent this year as we did last, maybe more. From the guard spot, Matt Morgan can play. Tyler Ennis can play.
Good.
So it was just that, I guess, that toughness piece. And again, not taking anything away from these guys, we just needed a little bit more. Guys to be a little bit more vocal. Like the most vocal guys on the team weren't playing. I wasn't playing. DeAndre Kane wasn't playing, and he's exactly the same type of guy Kane is. He's going to talk. He's going to let you know. He's going to fire you up. We needed that on the court, though. You know, like during this, like we'll go back to last season with Syracuse. Like at times, who was the most fucking fiery guy on the court? Coach Boeheim.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it can't be that. It has to be like it has to be on the floor with it. You have to have those guys on the floor. If it's coming from the coach or guys off the bench, you're probably not going to win too many games like that. So we
I gotta
go ahead.
I gotta ask you a question because you brought up Coach Boeheim. How did you never get a technical at Syracuse on the bench? What would his reaction have been if you got one?
I probably did. We have to look it up. No, I never got one off the bench. I do remember getting. I think I maybe got like two.
I could think of a time you may have gotten close to one when you were on the bench, and I'll save that for after you tell us. Like, how do you think Coach Boeheim would have reacted if you got one off the bench?
Oh, he'd have been in my face. What the fuck are you doing, Eric? What the fuck is your problem? Are you fucking stupid? Like he'd have been. Yeah, he wouldn't have been happy, but then get the fuck out there and go play. All right, but it would have been right to that. Like he was a guy who, even like when I did my stuff off the court and I was messing around, like he'd get in my face, yell at me, then he'd be like, "Are you ready to fucking play though? Are you?"
But even when you're not like when you were coaching, like what would he have done if you got one?
Oh shit! Like that I think he'd have been on me even more, just to be honest, because he's like. Because now I'm a grown-ass man, and, like, I know better. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, I was 18, 19 years old. You know, I didn't even know better. But now I'm a grown-ass man. And he'd be, what the fuck? Like, that would have been it. What the fuck? Like, after the meeting when we go in the locker room in the back, he probably would have just fucking embarrassed me in front of everyone. But I don't know. It depends on why I got it for. Was it a legitimate reason? Was it just some bullshit where I could have fell back a little bit? That has a lot to do with it as well, because he could justify it maybe.
I could think of one time where I thought you were going to get one as a coach because I was watching the bench all the time. It was at I believe the St. Bonaventure game a couple years ago.
Okay.
And they kept you guys lost on just like one of the worst calls at the end of the game on a charge or something. And you lost your mind.
Oh,
but it was after the game. I
fucking chased him, damn near.
Yeah, like the game was over, but I just remember I'm like, well, thank God the game's over because Eric would have been ejected by now.
Somebody came up to me and they're like, or the next day, or maybe I think practice the next day. He's like, you're lucky they're not going to review that. I'm like, what are they going to review? The game's over. They're going to take the camera and watch me go and chase the. I wasn't chasing him. I was speed walking. So it wasn't. And then I stopped halfway anyway. So it wasn't a big deal. But I did get a technical as a coach before, and just not at Syracuse. It was at Detroit Mercy. I did get a technical.
Oh yeah. You threw a shoe, right?
I threw a shoe, and so this is, I don't know. It's kind of like a silly, okay. Oh wow!
Hold on, I haven't seen this.
Run that back. That shit went. I'm gonna give the backstory after we show it. Okay. So show it again.
It looks like you hit that kid that's on the ground. Like I just looked up.
No.
Man, you chucked that.
Yeah, can you rewind that, Jordan, and do it again? Because that shit went flying, but we'll give the backstory. Okay, so look, he lost his shoe, the kid running up. He has one shoe on. The kid on my team running up.
Oh, here we go. Slow-mo.
Oh, wow, yeah. And it fucking just slipped. It really did. It went into that other
slip, Eric.
But, okay, so here's the thing. The guy is running down. He fucking slips, loses his shoe right by me. So I pick it up and I'm tossing the shoe, and he looks at me and he just starts running. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So as he's running, I'm fucking trying to toss it to him, and I see him take off, so I'm trying to put it out a little bit further, and then it was like, whoa. Like you saw, that was a lot of, it was a lot of power under it, right? That shit went into the other, yeah. Oh, shit. That went into the other away crowd, and I didn't know. How can I get a technical though, Paulie, for the shoe going into the crowd? It didn't go into the court.
Did they think you threw it in anger? Like,
I mean, the kid had one shoe on. I'm talking to the rep. I didn't throw it in anger because there wasn't even anything that happened.
what the hell did the announcers say?
I don't know.
I wish we could hear the announcers. Or like, because do they even notice a shoe flying into the crowd?
So I remember they stopped it, and everyone's like, "Yo, what the fuck's going on? Like, what's going on?" And the refs come back. He's like, he threw a shoe
to get in there and.
Now hold on a second. We've got a whistle. I don't know what the world is. Shoe just
saw a shoe fly over our head.
Darian King's shoe was fired all the way from Mike Davis's location on the bench.
And they called a technical foul right there. And, I didn't see who hurdled that shoe, but I saw it flying over my head right there. I don't know.
Well, it's very important who threw that shoe.
That was me, Dan.
Let's see if we can see who threw this shoe on the replay. Where is it? Oh, that's from Detroit Mercy's bench. That's not a good sign for the Titans.
Who threw the shoe?
I think that was Eric Devendorf.
That was me. Oh man, but seriously, to my defense, like I was trying to get the kid his shoe, and it just took a life of its own on the throw. It really did. I lost it. You know when you throw something, Paulie, and then it slips, and you try to get it back, so you toss it extra more harder. You know what I mean? More hard. And that's
you had no control. You tucked it and it went behind the bench.
I had no control.
Like your accuracy was bad also.
Oh, it was just, yeah.
What did Coach Davis say to you?
He didn't even say anything. He turned around and he's like, he with his eyes and his face, he was confused as hell. He's like, what happened? And I'm like, Coach, man, I was trying to get him his shoe. It fucking just slipped. And seriously, honestly, like at that point, I think we were up 4. It said with like 2:20 left. So what happened? I think they missed the free throw, and then they ended up getting. I don't know if they get ball. They got the ball. They missed the free throw. I don't know what happened, but anything. We turned that shit over. Something. They went down and scored. So it was like a change in momentum. Like just because of that, it was. So I guess. I was upset after the game. I went to him and apologized because the offices are upstairs. And I'm like, Coach, my intentions were not. I didn't have any ill intentions to fucking try to mess that game up. That shit was trying to help the kid, and it just went. And you know who was in the crowd at that time? I think it was Mike. You remember Mike Gansey? Played at West Virginia.
Yeah.
He was the GM for the Cavs, and I met him before the game, and I think he was just scouting or doing something, but. It went fucking right by him in the crowd. It the shoe landed right by him, and I don't know, man. It was I was thinking about that for like the next week, man. I was just like, why the fuck? What was I doing? I should have just let the kid play with one shoe. But
did you ever get in-game tax at Syracuse? I'm trying to think.
I did.
You had to have.
I did. Damn, I had to have. Fuck, Paulie. What do you mean? You just assume that right away? Yeah,
of course. Like
okay.
if I'm looking at the like Boeheim's Army bench and I had to like lay the odds of who's getting a technical, you're like top of the list.
Yeah, no question, absolutely. But I mean, I've gotten a few technicals in TBT. You know, going back to the first one in Philly when Hack was playing with us, and we were playing against the LaSalle team. I don't know. Did you cover that too when we played the LaSalle team?
No. That was like early on, so nobody even knew what the TBT was.
Exactly. Yeah, early on. I'm talking about we were in the corner. This fucking guy. It's both our teams. This guy's right here. He's 7 feet in me right here. Like he's after the game. He's fucking waiting for me. Type shit. That's what he was on. Like I'll be right here after the fucking game. I'm like, damn. Yeah, it got. So you're talking about intensity. Yeah, it's fucking high intense. This guy wanted to rip my face off, and he was 6'11", 270. I was, you know me. I gotta fucking stand my ground though, Paulie. I'm just hoping that I got like 3 or 4 guys behind me ready to go, but I can't. But I did. I got. I had a technical against Illinois Chicago. At the Dome, I remember the guy went up. I came from behind and blocked the shot. Just boom, fucking. I didn't block a lot of shots, Paulie. It was Yeah, I might have had 30 in my career. Jordan, you might have to look that up. I might have had 30 in my career, but I could anticipate well, I guess, right? So I yelled, I blocked it. I was like, get that bullshit out of here. The ref standing right there. Fucking technical foul, Divendorf. I'm like, damn, all I said was get that shit out of here. And then, coach is like, what the fuck are you doing, Eric? What the fuck are you? Just shut up. Just shut your mouth. Like Bernie used to shout out to Bernie Fine, man. Bernie used to get on me all the time. He'd tell me after the game, he's like, Eric, you're a freshman. You can't say anything to the referees. You can't fucking talk to them. They don't like you already. They don't like you because they think you're cocky and you're talking at a young. They don't like you. Just shut up. Don't say anything. You're not going to get any calls. So Bernie would be on me, and I remember after I got that, he looked at me, and I looked at the bench. He looked at me, and he's like, "Fuck, just one of those." I told you, Paulie. Bernie used to have me go up into his office when I got in trouble and just fucking sit there with 3 books open, and I didn't even have those classes with those books. I just sit there with those books for like 4 hours. That would be the punishment. You just sit in there. If you miss class, you got a technical. So I mean, Bernie was, he was the stickler. I guess he was the stickler for the techs. But
I'm trying to think of anybody else that's got it's very rare that a Syracuse I can see Joe Girard getting one because he complains about every foul.
Yeah, Joe. Oh, so
but.
This is a different group. These guys are different. They're not. They're nice. I mean, I like and I'm gonna tell you this. Joe fucking. When we'll talk about the new guys coming in. Joe played fucking well in the scrimmages, and because he played with us a few times, because the whole team played with us, and then Joe came back by himself and played. And Joe was on my team, and he was shooting the shit out of the ball. Guys in his face. He looks way more comfortable playing off the ball. Just not having to make decisions and put everybody in their spots. He could kind of just come off and do what he does best, and that's score. He was getting in the lane, getting his little pull up, and obviously he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. He looked good. He just honestly, out of all the guys playing, he was the one who played the best.
He's a senior, right? That's right. The difference, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, but it's you want to see that from your senior, right? I mean,
right.
He was leading by example. Like he was shooting the shit out of the ball, and he was talking a little bit of shit. Like after the scrimmage, I didn't play in the scrimmage when it was the TBT team and them, but I watched, and just after, he was like, "Thanks for fucking coming." Just talking shit. And I'm like, whoa, if I was playing, I'd have been mad as shit. But when I heard it, I was like, damn, okay. Like he's, he just looks way more confident playing. But if a guy was going to get a tech, I guess it would be him. But I don't see these guys. They're not like we were, Paulie. They're way nicer human beings. It's just,
The next question I had was about those scrimmages. Did anybody stand out to you? Before we go through everybody besides Joe, any of the new kids stand out?
Judah, definitely Judah. He's super talented, man. Eventually he'll be an NBA player. Excuse me. It's different now. Kids leave right away for after 1 year, even if they're not ready, but I think maybe 1 or 2 years for him, stretching it at 3. I don't think he stays 3, but he's a super talented player. He could he could play the 1 too. He could bring the ball up, and I think like the guards that we have, and I'll get to the other guys, but the guards that we have are like guards where you'd be like, oh, that's a Syracuse team. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, that was the question. Like this team is far more athletic than last year.
Oh
right?
Man, it doesn't even compare. You know what I mean? Like it just like I said, you look at these guys, you be like, that's a Syracuse team. Big wings, big guards, long athletic bigs who fucking can run the floor, get to the corners, in the zone. guards who can make plays for themselves. Like, you don't need a pick and roll. You don't need a down screen. Give them the ball and go ahead. Those are the guards we're used to seeing at Syracuse, right? They're the guys who could just go ahead and do it on their up, make plays for others. Judah's one of those guys. The other kid, Quadir, is it Quadir Copeland?
Yeah.
Man, he's going to surprise some people. Like, I just think, defensively, and then offensively, he's aggressive. Like, he's from Philly. He's got that Philly mindset. Like, he's scrappy. He's going to get after it. So Judah and Quadir, they definitely, I like those guys from the guard. And Quadir, he could be a pro too. Like, I think if his jump shot gets a little bit more consistent, he could be a pro. Who's the wings? Chris Bunch. He's still like raw a little bit, but he has talent. Like, he can shoot the ball 6'7", 6'8". Like, he could put it maybe one or two dribbles, but with some work, like, he could be a pro too, for real. Like, these guys all have that skill set and that build. Like, these guys are rangy, long, 6'7", 6'8". Even Copeland's like 6'5", I think. Judah's 6'4". Who else am I missing? The big. How about the big? The transfer, like.
Yeah, I heard he's freakishly long.
Freakishly long, but can run the floor. That's what we want at Syracuse. You want guys who could move. And can be active, like a Jesse. Jesse wasn't there, obviously. He's going to be starting, but for him to back up Jesse, 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes.
I heard is his wingspan really like crazy? Like, I heard his
it's long.
Arms are,
and it's long. And the crazy thing is, he's got good hands and he's coordinated. Like, he's a guy who, like, and he's physical as shit. Like, he'll get it. He's, he reminds me of, he's like a Bai. He's like a Bai Musakeda. And we all know how good those teams were when he played. And so just to have a guy like that to back up Jesse, because he's not going to be playing a lot. He play 10 minutes sometimes. Jesse gets in foul trouble or whatever. He's a great guy to have. The other freshman big, Peter, is it Peter?
Yeah, Carey.
Peter Carey. Oh, man. He just doesn't even know yet. Like, he's 7 foot damn near, jumping, like, probably most athletic kid on the team damn near, doing windmills. And this kid right here, he's a freak, man. Like, he has that Porzingis build. Like, he's that long, and, like, he has a touch. He just has to figure out how these guys, like, some of them are ahead of others, but they all have to figure out how to play. Really how to, and what their role is and what they could really excel in doing. But the talent level and, the build of this roster, and you got to remember, Paulie, like, these guys are freshmen. So it's going to be ups and downs, right? It's like there are going to be a lot of freshmen playing this year, probably the most that it's been in a long time. And they're going to get significant minutes. So it's going to be those learning curves. But if they figure it out and they catch their stride, it'll be scary. It'll be scary.
A guy who got a lot of attention last year but didn't play much was Benny. Did you see any difference in him? Like, his jump shot get a little lift behind it or anything like that you saw in the scrimmage?
Yeah, I forgot about. I was just kind of going through, like, the new guys, but yeah, Benny. You could tell he's more confident. His jump shot still has to improve. It has a little bit, but for him, it was just about being confident in himself. He's a talented guy. He's super athletic. He's another NBA guy if he wants to be, and he works at it. I think for him, it's just when he gets the ball, you got to know what to do. Like, you don't need to do anything crazy. Get to your spot, 1-2, pull up. You got to be able to hit the pull up. If you could hit the three in transition to where you could extend the defense out, and now it opens up the lane for yourself to get all the way, that'd be great. You need to be more consistent in doing that, shooting the ball. And then his athleticism, being around the rim, rebound, and defensively, he's going to be great at all that stuff, just with a year under his belt, knowing what to do. But I think he's in some ways, he's like a damn freshman too still. You know what I mean? Because he didn't get a lot of playing time, but having the experience from practice and playing in some of those games, I think he's definitely a step better than he was last year. But this team overall, man, they're athletic, man. This zone should be going, like, at the top. Those are big guards at the top of the zone. Like, and Judah's a defender.
You mentioned the guards at the top of the zone. Let me ask you this. Where do you see Symir fitting in? You know, is he going to have the same role he had this year, do you think, and be the backup to a Judah Mintz? I know you don't know off the hand, but do you see him starting or just being a backup role?
You know, from my experience of knowing Coach, I mean, he always gives those older guys a chance, and I think you would agree with that. I mean, you look at, you know, going back to even when I played, like Louis McCroskey, like he made sure he gave him a chance first until I came in there and took that motherfucker. All right, sometimes you just got to do that, but I think he gives Cy, you know, a chance to start out because he ended the year well, for real. Like, you saw that Duke game.
Yeah.
He played well, man. He was getting guys in their spots. He was getting to the basket, making good decisions. So if he could do that and play solid defense, rebound from that spot, I think he'll definitely, you know, get an opportunity to play some significant minutes. And then he'll be good for Joe. You know, he'll be good for guys because he's not looking to score the ball. He's just looking to, you know, get guys involved, and that's his role. If he, you know what, his shot has improved. He does look better. So if he's able to, like, be a threat where he could open or hit that open three, that's going to be better for him. It'd be better for the team. But Judah's going to play, man. He has to. He has to. You know, whether it's, you know, putting him off the ball and maybe having a 3-guard set where you put Symir, Joe, and Judah in there, but you got to have Copeland in there as well. You know, you know, it's going to be changed. Who do you want defensive purposes? You might keep Cy in there, but it's crazy because they're all pretty. Excuse me, they're all pretty good defenders. Like, Copeland's a good defender. I just think Symir gets the nod because he has that experience and he knows the system right now. You know, but as you go into the season, you're going to start seeing those young guys get a lot more playing time. But Cy definitely has to. And you know what's good about Cy is, like, he's not worried about that type of stuff. Like, he's not worried about Judah coming and playing more than him. Or he's like, I got to do what I got to do to help this team. You know, if it's be like more of a mentor to these kids, to these young kids coming up, and, like, he's going to do that. You know, he wants to play. He's competitive, and he will. But he's a guy that you don't have to worry about being upset about if he's not playing or whatever it might be. And you need that, especially from an older guy.
You know, Matt Park mentioned to me that he was at practice and he noticed something that was happening that he hadn't seen in a couple of years. Is those guys were just snatching balls. The guards were up at the top of the zone. People were trying to pass the ball in the middle. Grab it and go. You know, it was like something you hadn't seen in 2 years in Syracuse.
I mean, and when the zone's effective, we're moving, we're active. We have athletes at the top. I mean, you go back to even like when like Frank and Trevor, you know, going all the way back to like Andy, we led the conference that either was it Big East or ACC in steals for guards. Like, even Frank was getting like 2 a game. Trevor was getting 2 a game. Andy was getting, you know, 2 a game. You know, so like when we have those type of athletes at the front, it helps everybody else in the back. Now like we're not over rotating or over committing because they're getting by the guards. You know, we've had trouble with that the past, you know, how many years, 3 years, whatever it is, of guys just being able to penetrate that middle, penetrate that gap in the wing. And now it just puts our defense at a disadvantage because guys have to make sure they're rotating and being at their spots, you know, quicker than usual. Instead of keeping these guys outside on the perimeter. When we're able to keep teams outside on the perimeter with our length and keeping guys in front, quickness, it's that much easier. The zone is that much more effective because now what are they doing, Paul? Just fucking shooting jump shots or hard shots, you know, to where they're contested shots, and that makes our zone better. And when our zone's like that, what do we get to do? Fucking do this. Get out in transition because it's usually long rebounds from all those jump shots. And we
It'll be nice to see a dunk. It'll be nice to see a dunk at the Dome again.
Fuck, man, we had 1.5 last year. I think one rolled out.
Jimmy had a good one, and that was about it.
Yeah. And Paulie, it's not to take anything away from these guys last year or the years before. This team just looks like when you got that look, you like, My man Joe.
Hey, I don't condone
What the
texting and
hell?
driving, but I'm podding and driving. Here we go.
Oh,
Anything
my.
but a
Hey.
sport stop, baby.
No, my God.
Hey
Get it
Joe.
in. Let's get it in. Hey, listen. Look, everything's all good, man. My eyes are on the road. My eyes are peeled. I heard you guys talking about the zone and how it used to be in the past with our guards up top being very active. And
Yeah.
I heard you talk about the blood that we got coming in, and wanted to see some dunks in the dome. Hell yeah, I think that we got a few. We got a few athletes. I've been getting my little scouting reports from a couple of the guys, and they said that Judah looks real good and the guards look good. Everybody's looking straight, man. We got to get them steals going. We can't start playing a 2-1-2 again this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We got to
that's
stick to
true.
the traditional. We got to stick to the traditional 2-3, and that's what we got to do, man. Stick to that 2-3 and get some movement in there, man. Get some highlights.
Joe.
Get an ESPN top 10 one time.
That's what we were just saying, and I was telling Paulie, Joe, like when the zone is really good, we have those guards up top that can keep guys in front of them. You know what I mean? So now it makes it easier on the guys in the back, on the wings of the back. Now they don't got to fucking over rotate and do all that because exactly guards are getting by up top. Those are now when we have that, Joe, we're fucking in transition. Now you talk about ESPN top 10. That's what we doing. We getting out transition, alley oops. Transition threes.
Exactly. Hey, did we touch on the TBT? Because, goddamn, I know we might have. Maybe that's a sensitive topic. Because, fuck, I was about ready to come to Syracuse on Sunday thinking we were going to play on Monday. We playing the nerds and shit. We lose. I'm like, damn, what's going on? Uphill battle.
Hey, Joe.
That was a classic case of, yeah.
Joe,
and I seen you getting into it. I said, I like that energy. Get into it. These motherfuckers don't know who they talking to. But you got right in that middle.
Yeah, and Joe, I told Paulie, I said, I should have fucking played. First of all, they should have fucking let me play. I should have played. And I was about to go just take my shirt off and be skins. I was about to be just be skins out there. It just but look, just to touch on that again a little bit, Joe, because you came in here. I was telling Paulie and everyone, all the viewers, we had the talent, but you in this tournament you gotta have a few more dogs. You gotta have guys being vocal and willing to do the dirty shit. And obviously we had fucking injuries. We dealt with that. You know, whatever had happened with those guys. But I don't know. I could feel it in the beginning, man. It just wasn't. I didn't have that feeling with me, you know, to where, all right, we might win this shit.
Being someone who won it, you know, going in, you explained how you felt that in the beginning that you guys had a good shot just because of how practices were, how the communication was, how the bonding was. You know, you guys had Kiefer Sykes. Everybody was kind of on the same page, and it looked like it was too many new guys. As much as it was Syracuse guys, we had a few more Cuse guys, but the addition of a few new guys, I felt like the chemistry was just a little bit off. No, the roles weren't really established, I feel like, as it was on last year's team. We know what DJ gonna do, we know what DeAndre gonna do, but the chemistry or the roles weren't established. Everybody was trying to be the guy, seemed like, from the outside looking in. And that shit just not gonna work like that all the time, bro. For real, tournament or not, sacrifices have to be made, especially when you're playing for $1 million. Shit, if you want me to go ahead and be Dennis Rodman for 6 games, I can do that for you. I'll dive on the floor, I'll rebound, I'll get elbowed for $6 million. For $1 million, yeah, I'll do that. You know, for a nice little cash prize, 100,000. Oh yeah, 6 games, 2 weeks out of my life, I'll get my 2 free plays, get some veneers. I'm looking good now.
Honestly though, like just to be honest, like I know we won it last year, but even these last 2 years, it's been feeling different. It was just different. You know what I mean? Like the whole setup, just how everything is. You know, like those first, I want to say 6 years that I did it, it was just a feeling like I had more joy doing it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like as far as, you know, and I like all the guys. I had fucking fun winning that shit. I had fun, but I just think those first 6 years was different, man. Like it was just, I don't know. I don't know. It just for me, it's just a feeling that I had, man. It just those 6 years, I fucking enjoyed that shit. Like, again, not to say I don't. I always enjoy putting that jersey on, but I don't know. It's just different these last few years, man. So, but it is what it is, man. But
I wish I would have played. Give me a couple dollars to come play, Mister W.
We're gonna start our own team, guys.
You know, yeah, we can start our own team.
Now look. Now you just started some shit. Cause just think about that. If we started some shit, like, cause I could, like, we could do that shit.
I brought it up on the.
And you can get the players
I brought it up on the air. I brought it up on the air. I'm ready. I'm ready to take over. I'm gonna start my own team.
Man, what we gonna call this? What's the name gonna be?
Bernie's Navy, we'll call it. We'll go. Let's go.
Bernie's Navy. Come on, dog.
Bernie's Navy. That's crazy. But you could get the players too. You could get the guys that you know want to play, and you might will be taking some guys from the Army. To be honest with you, that will say, okay, yeah, let's rock out.
Motherfuckers on Twitter trying to say shit. Hold on, man. I ain't saying we start one. I'm just saying we could if we wanted. And
I've already brought it up. I'm ready.
No, shout out to
team full. Get a team full of Syracuse guys for real, from 1 to 12. Syracuse alum.
Yeah, that's because it's really like even the other teams, like the alum teams, are starting to do where they're just going off, and it's hard, man. Like, it's hard to keep, all Syracuse guys or all whatever college it is guys because of the schedules of other people, and sometimes motherfuckers just not good no more. Let's just be real, like, So if we competing for that much money, I want to make sure you on your shit.
You want to put out a good product. Yeah, you can't go in there just doing charity shit just cause, for sure. If you go in there, you gotta go in there with a team that could possibly win it. That you really feel wholeheartedly could win the shit.
Chris, you seem like too. I got a quick question. You seem like too nice of a guy. Did you ever get a technical in your career at Syracuse or even in pro basketball?
I don't think in for sure overseas, because I tell them all type of shit overseas. You piece of shit. Like, what kind of ball was that? You know what I mean? So overseas, they might hear you just say fuck, and they think you talking to them to give you a tech. But at Cuse, nah, never got into it with any refs. And you know what? Over 2 weekends ago, I was over in Atlantic City, and I saw a couple of the refs that saw me coaching AAU ball, and they were like, God, it was cool to see them refs. We have a good rapport with them because I was always pretty solid with them, man. So, no, I don't think I ever got a tech, not that I can remember. I got fouled out of one game against, I feel like it was DePaul, maybe, my senior year, or Providence. And then I never got a tech that I can remember. I never really said shit.
Damn, I can't say the
not
same.
To refs, anyway. Yeah, not to refs. I never really spoke to refs. It was just like, goddamn. But you know what? Being the way that I was, and I guess refs have their scout reports too. Who's an asshole? Who's a little headache? Who? You know what I mean? They have their little things, their little notes. And so what helped me was when I did get a little quote unquote out of character, they wouldn't really tech me up. They'll be like, all right, Chris. Oh, okay, Chris. Okay, we'll look for it next time. Because they're like, damn, if Chris getting mad, then we must have fucked up. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. That Bernie would give Eric a warning, like they know they're not going to put up with you prior to games, so just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, damn, my fault, fellas. A Batmobile just went flying past me, man.
That's all right. That's the part of the show. That's the fucking part of the adventure.
Bruce Wayne is in Montreal right now.
You really got the viewers inside the motherfucking Batmobile in Montreal right now. Like they are in Montreal.
They are in Montreal. Hey, I could flip the camera and show them a little something, man. See what but I won't do that. Show them what's going on out here.
We want you for next show too.
Yeah. Yep. I'll be locked up.
We want you to be all good.
Paul, you got my bail?
Hey, Paul. Oh man,
No,
Paulie don't got his own bell right now.
I know. We need to get our own. That's why I'm so in on the TBT team.
So
Well,
are you going to be the GM?
Bill, maybe
Yes.
if we got some bits, goddamn, what's going on in the
We
chat?
talked about bits. We talked about these bits.
We spoke about the bits. I mean, if you guys want to see more of Paulie's tats, just say so, and that'll be that. He might got a nice chest tattoo or a back one. No,
A tramp stamp.
a tramp stamp.
He's got one on
bits.
We need some bits. And in the beginning, Paulie called them sprinkles. They were.
You called them sprinkles. Why are you blaming that up?
Some sprinkles.
No, Joe. I was in the beginning. I was like, "Hey, viewers, we need what the fuck is it again? Not sprinkles, fucking bits. Yeah, bits. Give us some bits."
Man, a couple. That'd be lovely.
I got something for the viewers. Look, if you put in those bits, we gonna pick once when we're in town. Us three, when we're all in town together. If you throw us some of these bits, we'll take you guys. We'll take one lucky fucking viewer out to eat.
No, Matt, not you, Matt. Because you know Matt thinks it's just him already.
Matt, you got every fucking prize already.
He's banned?
He's banned.
But seriously,
how lucky are you to have lunch with us?
Is that a deal? Can we do that? Can we make that happen?
Yeah.
What's the deal? Come to lunch with us?
No, yeah. So they got to put these bits, aka fucking sprinkle the fucking show with some of that, and then once they do that, we're picking out whoever sends the most bits, and they're coming to lunch with us, and it's not gonna be just a fucking. We're not going to Brooklyn Pickle. We're gonna fucking and shout out Brooklyn Pickle. I like Brooklyn Pickle. That's fucking good. But we're gonna take you to maybe a little possibilities or something like that, So make sure you fucking throw more than fucking 10 bits if we're going to possibilities, all right?
What's that one spot we went to, E, with AI? That was a good ass spot.
Oh, Prime Lemongrass is a good spot.
We ain't bringing them there. We ain't bringing them there unless it's on Galaxy. Then now we talking about a different kind of checkbook there. You know what I'm saying? But
we need.
If it's coming out of our bits pockets,
throw some bits, Ed. Ed, if you're here, Ed,
throw some bits.
Sprinkle it in, Ed.
Throw some bits.
Sprinkle it in.
This actually is a very good idea, and it would be fun to do it like prior to a watch party. You guys are at a place, and you do a watch party, and they get to watch the game.
I'm looking forward to the watch party next year for sure.
You pumping gas?
Hey, look, this is in live and direct.
Hey.
What's gas in Canada running?
Oh man, $16.
We go by liter, so it's right now it's $1.97 per liter.
Damn, so what's
whatever that is? It's four liters for a gallon.
That's damn near $8.
So yeah, that's.
But if we so I don't know if it's the same scale and shit, but yeah, it's
about $8 a gallon.
God,
that's what it is now.
Damn.
So that means with this price of gas, we might need 4 shows a week when the season start. Maybe
Thanks,
5. We might gotta go every day. Shit.
Hey, but it must be like Canada got little ass gas tanks or something.
I don't know. Yeah, shit. Look, boom, regular. I'm pumping gas. I just got to get the engine checked. All type of shit going on today, fellas, man. I'm sorry, man, but I made it.
Nah, man. Hey, look. This is kind of like MTV Cribs in your car because
we doing it live and direct.
Yeah, we live and direct.
You guys are living. It's like a day in the life of type shit. You know what I mean?
A day in the life of. You get to see this man drive from the car shop to the motherfucking gas station.
From the West Island to the South Shore, man. That's what we do.
All right, let me ask you guys a quick question. We got a couple minutes left. We got a few more shows this summer before we get into sports season. Who do we need to get for guests in the next few weeks?
Judah.
I want to have
a couple of them young fellas.
Judah. Yeah.
You know, he got ties to Oak Hill. He got ties to the WCAC where I played high school ball at. Got to get him on here and just find out how they're doing in their first couple months on campus. That'll be key. Couple of them young guys, see how they feel, how they're adjusting to the college life. You know what I mean? See how they doing.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
I'll reach out to Petey Mo about that.
Petey Mo, a.k.a. Pete Moore, a.k.a. Show Me a Haircut.
Hey, man.
Paulie, do you remember that?
No.
You remember the Hootenanny?
No, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, man. All right. It's for another show then. I don't got time to explain it right now. It's for another show, but it has to do with Pete Moore, a.k.a. Show Me Your Haircut, a.k.a. Hootenanny.
What about legends? Any legends you want to get on?
I'd like to get on Dub again.
Who?
John Wallace. I like Dub. Dub's always good.
All right.
I've been trying to reach out to Melo personally, man, but to no avail.
Yeah.
A couple of times I reached out to him during the year. We had a little back and forth, a little dialogue, but I hit him about coming on the show. Haven't heard from him since. That would be great. Like we said, we're coming up on 20 years. We're coming up on 20 years, so we got to get a few of them guys from that national championship team. We already had a few, like we said we had. We got to get maybe Josh Pace on here one time.
Yes.
Hope to get Billy. You know what I mean? Craig Force.
Billy,
you know what I mean? We got to get a couple of them guys.
What about Big Perm? I haven't seen or heard anything about him in forever.
Man, I heard he work on diesel engines.
Big Perm.
Like plane.
Big Perm.
Like plane.
Big Worm.
Yeah,
Oh,
Big
man,
Jeremy
that's
McGee.
Yeah. Yep. A couple of them guys. That'll be cool. But maybe get DC on there, tell some exclusive stories. I got some questions for him. We keep it live and uncut on this show, raw and uncut. I know he has some crazy campus stories.
Do we have DC on?
To hear.
Not yet.
I would love.
Oh,
he was on yours.
yeah.
I think he was on, I would love to hear him talk about how he whooped some football players because that's a classic story floating around.
Billy Owens.
Billy Owens. So we got a couple guys that we should definitely reach out to. I would love to get maybe some women on here, some female women players, maybe the women's coach, new women's coach.
Yeah, can we get Felicia? Let's get Felicia on.
Yeah, I guarantee you we can make that happen probably next week if we had to.
Yeah, let's get Felicia on. That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. What's the one player that we had? She went through breast cancer. Tina?
Oh, Tiana.
Yeah.
She's in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in Australia. So she that's a whole different. What time is it over there?
Man, that's about 17 hours ahead.
Yeah. So that'd be tough. But a couple ideas. But definitely Felicia would be dope to get on here, man. Because we've had we had some great guests. Season 1. Kudos to us, fella. That was a great season 1. We kept it going throughout the summer as much as we could. Going into this season, you could expect us to. I'm gonna be suited and booted. I know we're gonna win a lot more games, so it'll force me to wear a couple more suits because they mean business.
Ooh, hey, that's a question I got before we get out for both of you. And I know it's early as hell, but what? How many wins you got for the Qs this year, Paulie? It's early. This is early edition. But we gonna come back to this when we're doing it during the season and see who the fuck was right.
Over under 15? Over for sure.
No, I'm gonna put him at about 19.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
That sounds about
19. Yeah,
19, 20.
I'm gonna say 20.
All right.
Right at 20 mark. Yeah, 19 sounds like a good number. I had them over 15 for sure. They're gonna be above 500, no question. But a team with a whole lot of freshmen. The percentage of freshmen on that team is what? Probably like what? How many freshmen is on there? Is 5, 6 new freshmen coming?
It's a lot.
Transfer, a guy who never played at Syracuse, so he might as well be a freshman in this system. So definitely at more than 15 wins. So in the 18, 19 sounds good, man. We should be able to crack 500 for sure. I know Coach G-Mac, Red, Griff, they're in the lab with them guys. Hopefully our leaders, Samir and Joe, lead well, lead by example, lead vocally, and get some shit done, man. A team full of young guys. So in this sense, I know EU had gotten injured that year, but kind of reminds me of the year with Johnny, Dante, Rick, Scoop, right? A lot of freshmen who are expected to play, let's just say. How was it for you going into a team, going into that team and knowing, okay, I'm on a team full of young fellas who don't know really nothing about the Big East, about the NCAA, How was it for you having to manage that while you were playing? When you were out, I mean, it's a little different. Now you coach from the sides a bit, but when you were in it, practice, games, how was it for you leading them guys?
I mean, it was actually myself and Andy were out, so Andy was another big time leader. And I think when I was playing, it was fun as shit because those guys were so talented, and Johnny, Paul, Dante, like those guys all had a different mindset than just a regular player. Like these guys were, they were killers. You know what I'm saying? These guys were competing at a high level. So, and too, like back then, man, that Big East was fucking way better than the ACC is now, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's the competition level was at a whole other. When we were playing, better guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm saying better guys, but like more dogs, I guess. Like some fucking talented kids out there, but it's just different now. Like as far as like the mindset these kids have, like approach. Some motherfuckers don't even care if they win; they just want to come in and leave, have a couple good games. And leave. We were coming in like fucking we competing in practice, scrimmages, games, fucking off the court. Who you know what I'm saying? Whatever. That's just.
So there wasn't much to say because these guys already had that mindset. They were already on the same page with you, basically.
How they competed. Like me, I'm gonna be vocal, but these guys were ready to go, man. And obviously they didn't. We made the NIT, but we had two of our top players out.
Yep.
No,
so looking forward to Joe and Samir leading this group, man. It could be a special type of year with the talent level. So if the talent matches the energy and the effort, you know what I mean, that they put out every game, we good.
I got 20 wins. Paul, you got 19. Chris, Joe, you got what? 18.
18, yep, 18. So we 20, 19, 18.
Man, I hope we're
18, 19, 20. Hey.
All right, guys. See you later, Chris. Drive safe.
Yes, sir.
Next week, Felicia, hopefully. Let's do it.
Let's do it.